And that focus on the youth that you have and that passion that you have towards young people, because I guess it's that thing where we have to invest in educate our young people to an extent where the goal, I'm assuming, and correct me if I'm wrong, is that they're able to stand on their own. Would that be the reason why, or the purpose why you do so much work for the young people?
Not just to stand on their own 2 feet, but to make sure that, the next few generations wouldn't have to put that kind of effort just to get up on their feet. You know what I'm saying? We have not been given enough time to spend knowledge because we were not stabilized 2-3 generations ago. If our generations were politically and financially stable, we would have been a lot more knowledgeable. We are too busy trying to make ends meet.
A lot more advanced as well now.
Yeah, literally, yeah. And I mean, that's just an add-on, advancement and progress and growth. I mean, most of the Muslim nations are literally on the brink of survival.
Yeah.
So we need to have that sort of competence in any field that we jump into so that, our kids, or ideally us, would be giving our kids enough time to just stay inside the books and libraries. But I know why would they? Because, man's gotta eat, and they gotta feed their families. So that's what I said yesterday to people in Glasgow here as well. That you want to do 2 jobs, 3 jobs, it's okay, just do them, but make sure you do them really well. Because I need one generation sacrifice their time and effort and blood, sweat, and money, so that the next one wouldn't. And I wouldn't want any generation to have that sort of a dilemma to face. But now we are in that sort of a situation. So if you're migrating to Western countries, then you gotta know what the price is. And the price is you. One full generation has to, go through the wall, and that the first man to the wall is gonna be bloody. And I respect, and I think that's very honorable that, we migrate and, we spend enough time and we sacrifice ourselves, our time and our luxury, but our kids would actually grow and prosper into, stronger, more competent people who would really know what they're talking about, and they would substantiate any kind of claim that they make as a Muslim. Right now, Muslim kids, they talk, they write, they argue, but there's no substance behind them because they're not putting enough time into, doing their homework. So I don't like Muslim kids as teenagers having to work to feed their families. This is not why you migrated. Okay, that's not the purpose of migration. And even if you are, but that should be the end of it. You know what I'm saying? So go immerse yourself fully.
True that. And also in regards to young people as well, one of the things that people come to, and I'm sure yesterday's event was about the thing at home for young people. How should the parents be, in terms of in that process of bringing up the young person in their home? What do you think is the main element or the main factor they should bring into consideration when it comes to bringing up young people, especially in that youth early intervention? Is it time? Because we always talk about quality time with your children. But on one hand, you're saying it's fine to go do a job, do this, but how does that balance out?
No, I'm talking about men here. Well, the first 7-8 years, see, the Muslim woman is gifted that the divine literature is not forcing her to move around and just make ends meet. That's the gift of a Muslim woman. Because we now know through common sense that we need a dedicated mother.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And the Quran is forcing a dedicated motherhood. And that's twice the responsibility on the man. That if he needs his child to have a dedicated mother, and no one else can actually do the job because only your biological mother will be able to do that. No nannies and no daycares are going to suffer for this sort of. So if you need a child to grow, you need a dedicated mother for that child to grow really well.
Yeah.
And for that, I'm saying, you want to immerse fully. You got to do 2 or 3 jobs. It's all right. That's the price you got to pay for that child to actually have that sort of a nurse, that sort of a facilitator, that sort of an administrator as a mother. Now I know that ideally it shouldn't be. But that's the kind of situation we're in right now. In ideal situations, there should be a father, mother, and the triangle should be complete, where there's nurturing, development, growth. The whole IQ should be built by both the parents. Well, we can't even talk about these sort of things inside the Muslim-dominated areas, let alone where they're immigrants and they're trying to survive. So try and understand, as a man, you're not just going to have babies. You're going to have a very clear model as to how to give that child a dedicated mother. For that, you need to do twice the job. A little job, like 2 jobs.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's that sort of a decision. If you want to make that decision, take the plunge. Okay, apply for that immigration. Otherwise, the priority is the children. Yeah. The next generation is the priority, regardless of whether you're in Glasgow or Islamabad or Delhi. Your job is to make sure that the next generation is fully competent and he's got enough IQ and enough EQ, and that can only be given by both the parents. Either one of them will be able to, do the job properly. So this is more of a, one first filial dilemma which any immigration or diaspora is going to suffer or experience.
Yeah. And it's that thing